Welcome, listeners. This week on Just Neapolitan, we talk about video games. Joined by Maggie and Floyd, and I'm your resident self-hating hipster, Brian.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
You
right?
call yourself a hipster?
No, so everyone called me a hipster when I worked at Starbucks years ago because I listened to bands that nobody else has ever heard of.
I see.
And apparently that was there. Like, for me, hipster was an insult, and it was about trust fund babies.
Okay.
But apparently a lot of people judge hipster just as, you listen to bands and I don't know who this band is. And I'm like, well, they were listening to them, so you've now listened to them too, you fucking hipster.
You're like, ooh, got him.
Yeah. So eventually I just gave up arguing about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's not worth it. I don't care enough. Like, I was like, yep, okay, I'm a hipster. And they're like, yeah, and you're a self-hating hipster because you hate hipsters. I'm like, whatever you say, I'm a self-hating hipster.
That's
Like,
whatever
such a
ends this
hipster thing to do,
conversation.
though.
Yeah, I I'm just like, I don't care about your fucking labels, so cool. My bad, I listen to good music.
Hipster cool.
Oh, I don't do what the radio tells me. But see, like I said, hipster, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
That's
I
so
accept it.
quirky hipster of you.
I know. And I like cats.
Nobody has
yeah.
ever liked cats before.
Hats. Cats. Well, cats too.
Or hats.
Or hats. But no, I think that is
Well,
a hipster
at
thing.
least
Don't
you're not a
hipsters always
fedora
like hats?
hipster.
Yeah,
at
I
least
used
you're not
to
a
have.
fedora
I
hipster.
used to have one.
I believe
Did you
used to
that.
have
also
one.
have a man bun at some point?
God, no.
Okay,
All
all right.
No, when I had long hair, I let that shit flow. What is the point of growing your hair out to have it in a bun all the time? Let's
Well,
just cut it off then. Like, I
sometimes
would
you
tie
get-
it back to get it. No. Like, I'd tie it back to get it out of my face. But, like, I grew that shit
Wear
to
it as
flow
a
it.
hairstyle.
Hell no.
Sometimes
I
you
grew
have
that shit to
sensory
flow it.
issues and you just gotta put your hair up.
Oh, I just didn't like my hair getting in my mouth while I was cooking.
No, I'm saying for people who put it in a bun, because like I have long hair and I love my long hair, but sometimes I get really overwhelmed and I'm like, stop touching me, and so I just throw it in a bun.
Oh, that's weird. I never had that happen with my own hair.
It's a
I had that happen
sensory
with other
issue.
people's hair. I mean, I believe you. I just, that this is all new to me. I'm processing this information as I'm receiving it. Time to roll on a D20 sensory overload time.
Sensory overload.
Woo!
One of these days, we're going to get an actual name for it.
I thought we did have one. I thought we came up with one.
Did we?
We talked about, we like texted about it, and you were like, what about this one or this one? And we were all like,
I never came to a solid conclusion. That was like all brainstorming stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought everybody was like,
And-
I like this one. And then we were like, okay.
Oh yeah, and that one that we liked, I tried it, and then when I listened to it back, I was like, that's stupid.
Okay, well.
So it didn't pass the smell test, you know,
Right.
like but today is, what's your beige flag?
Oh.
Beige flag? I feel like we did this one already.
No, I talked about doing this one. We never actually did it.
My
Huh.
beige flag. Oh, I don't know. Somebody else go first.
I don't know.
What?
I like hats. No, I write these down. It's not like I think of answers for myself ahead of time. The whole point is I need to be side swiped by him as well.
Beige flag.
I
think-
don't
okay,
know. That
I
I
think
collect
my-
caps. Is that I really like caps and I kind of collect them now? Is that a beige flag? I
think
don't
that
even
could
know.
Be, I was going to say my beige flag, I think, is that I'm an artist. Because it's like, ooh.
That's a
she's-
red flag for me.
She's artsy. She's cool. She does all that stuff. But my brain is on chaos mode at least 90% of the time. If you saw my basement right now, like my studio space, it is unwalkable because there is paper all over the ground because of art projects I've started and have not finished.
Yeah, no, beige flag. I totally accept that. In my world, that's a red flag because I've dated enough artists, and that shit don't go well for me. I also have the chaos shit going on, and like, that doesn't mesh well.
Too much chaos.
Yes, I need someone who's orderly.
Yeah.
like the.
Were you gonna finish that sentence?
I think mine would be is that I hyperfixate on hobbies, but I also drop them as quickly as I pick them up.
Yeah, that's definitely because you're like, oh, I'm doing this new thing, and it's like, oh, it's so exciting, and then someone asks you about it like a week later, you're like, what? Oh, I gave up on that.
Yeah. I'm on to this thing now.
Oh, now I'm doing this thing. Oh, I spent $200 on this thing, so this is my thing now.
Yeah, I do that.
And then you're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, totally. And then another week goes by, you're like, yeah, I actually spent another $400 on something else. And that's my thing.
The best part is, though, I will double back on some things, though.
Yeah,
like, I'm back on this.
4 years later.
Hey, I'm back on it, and I ain't got to spend the extra money.
I mean...
Didn't you buy... He bought, like, these little microphones that he could clip to himself so he could record himself when he wanted to, like, write a book, or...
Whoa. Chill out.
he did circle back to that one recently. They're working now.
Yeah, I got them working.
That was big news like 2 weeks ago.
No, I know. He told me about it, but I remember he bought them and I was like, that's so exciting. You're like doing this project, whatever. He's like, yeah. Ask him about it 2 days later. Oh, I don't know what I'm writing about. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. And I was like, so you bought all this equipment for this plan, but don't have a plan.
Because eventually I will get to it.
Okay,
yeah,
beige flag.
I'm gonna get back into streaming one of these days.
Beige flag. You're a streamer,
Well, no,
beige flag.
No. If
That's
you open conversations with "I'm a streamer,"
Red flag.
red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
It was
You
same
don't
like
lead
same
with
like
that.
well, same like we had the podcast, right? If like you're meeting someone and you're talking about stuff and you're like, oh yeah, and I have a podcast, that's a red flag.
Is it red flag?
Like it comes up in
podcast?
conversation sometimes because
Disgusting.
people are like, oh yeah, so what'd you do for your day off? And I'm just like, me and my friends just like recorded something. They're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm always like, I don't want to. You don't care. I don't want to tell you. I know you don't care.
I've told some of my coworkers that we have a podcast, but I've never said the name because I'm like, don't go looking for it. I'm like, I don't need you to listen to that.
Maggie, we need views or listens, but we need both.
Yeah. No, I think it's even like for me, it's a little bit weirder because obviously there's that other one that's not active, and then there's this one. So people would talk to me. I was like, yeah, technically I have two. Like
you're like, I actually own a business.
Yeah. You're incorporated, bro.
I know.
LLC, baby.
And we talk, I think actually we might actually start it back up soon. So I'm excited about that.
Hey, remember when you bought that like shirt press to make shirts for that podcast?
Yeah. I told you about my hobbies.
That is going to come in handy.
It will.
Whenever I decide to make shirts for this.
See? And we don't have to buy anything. All the equipment is here.
Except that now it's so fucking old, there's better ones that we could get.
It don't matter. It works.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
I've tested it out.
No,
twice.
but it's that whole hyperfixation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I absolutely do that too.
Yeah.
Which is why every time I think about how many episodes of this we've done, I'm just proud of us.
Yeah, that we've actually paid
I'm like,
attention.
this is still going. Like, it's
And we
gonna be
haven't-
a year soon.
I think we've missed like 1 week.
We missed 1 week.
Yeah.
For personal issues.
For personal issues.
Personal issues that led to me quitting drinking, and we're gonna leave it there. That sounds terrible. It's not as bad as anyone's thinking. I was just an asshole, that's all. Not like, oh my god, I'm done talking. I'm realizing the more you talk about things,
Beige
the worse
flag.
it fucking sounds. Is it a yellow flag? Caution?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do that? Yeah, we'll start our new one. What's your yellow flag? I don't want to give all the details because I try to be private, but I at least want to let somebody know what happened. But the more I talk, the worse it sounds.
The worse it gets.
Where the point where it's like, I might as well just fucking tell you what it was. Because now in your head, I'm killing babies.
No.
What about the murder?
The murder.
What about the murder? Inflection on words is so important in sentences, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, for his birthday, got a birthday card that said something like, my favorite things in life are eating my family and not using commas. And my dad was hysterical. Like, he was
I love that so much.
That was hilarious.
He was like, do you get it? I was like, yes, I get it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then I think it was his girlfriend that got him the card. So then she saw it and she was like, you didn't tell me, did you like your card? And they were both like giggling over it. And I was like, you guys are so cute.
Good job, everybody.
Gotta love being undercover grammar police.
Do you, though?
I kind of do. And then, because it's one of those things that I'll do it with, like, people I'm close to. But other than that, I don't really give a fuck. Because I'm just doing it to be an asshole.
I was going to say, you love to do it because you love pissing people off.
Yeah.
That's a choice. That's a red flag.
Yeah. I love when Floyd does it because then I get to do it back to him and then he gets flustered. Because I'm like, you want to pull this shit with a writer? That's what you want to do right now?
That's what you want to do right now? What would be everyone's beige flag video game? Like, someone says that they play this game and you're like,
Visual novels.
Oh, T. Honestly, that's a good one. You're like, okay, I get it, but also side-eye. A little bit of side-eye. But also, which one are you reading?
That's what I said.
And can
possibly
I get
red flag when you get more information.
Yeah, and then you go, oh, no, not that. not that.
But yes, that.
That's a good one. I feel like I would also, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, but which one? I'm gonna need a little more context before I can judge your character on that one. I don't know. I don't know.
I think another one would be that I like the grind I like grinding in video games. Like, one of the most annoying repetitive things. I'm like, no, it comforts me.
That's a flag.
Yeah.
Beige flag. Skipping the story. I'm just here for the game and gameplay.
Ooh, that's I don't know if that's kind of a yellow flag.
You think so?
For me
Really?
personally.
No, I'd go more beige.
Yeah.
Cuz I do like the stories in games. If the intro goes too long, like if they're trying to teach you every single little thing for like the first 4 hours of the game, that's bad. But like I'm here for the gameplay, obviously, but I'm also here for the story. Like, I'm a very story-driven person. So,
speaking of, how important is a story in a video game to you? Like, just in general.
Very.
Yeah, it depends on the game.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna say not that much, honestly.
Yeah, if I'm doing like a role-playing game, it better have a good story. It better I better be invested in the characters because I don't know, for me that's the whole point. But like if I'm doing, say, like a roguelike game or something, I don't give two fucks. I'm like, I'm here for the mechanics.
Yeah,
right.
See, I don't think I play any games like that. I think every game I've played, at least recently, has a story or at least just like some sort of plot. And that's what I like because I like it's like reading a book for some, right? Like that's what I kind of want out of my video game too, is I want the like twists and turns and to be like, like the last time that happened to me was literally playing Tears of the Kingdom when there's like a huge plot twist and I literally started crying. Like that's like I want that from video games. I want to like feel and be a part of the story. That's very important to me.
I think for me, it's one of those things like you think about it, right? Like video games are like possibly the only form of games minus like some board games that have a story to it. Most other games are just the mechanics. So and what games that's more of a recent thing to like add stories, like a game be based around the story. That's like recent history in video game, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, I don't think it's necessarily.
What is recent to you though?
Yeah, because text-based adventures, man. Like point and click adventures, all that stuff back in the day, that was all very story driven.
True, but also that's more of a visual novel.
And now you're splitting hairs on that.
But no, I get what y'all saying. But I'm like, for the most part, like games, I don't necessarily think games need a story. Like I can forgive a game for having a bad story if it has good gameplay. But the opposite can't be said. Like if the story is good but the gameplay is trash, I'm not playing it.
I can understand that. I think for me, even if the mechanics are bad, I get so invested in the story that I'm like, well, now I have to finish it. I gotta know what happens. I gotta keep pushing through.
See, whereas for me, if either of those elements are bad enough, then that game ain't getting played.
Oh, we know.
Like my big problem with a lot of stories in games, especially lately, is people are like, look, we wrote 30,000 words. And I'm like, cool, you only needed 10,000. You know,
Yeah.
it's the Stephen King effect. Get a better fucking editor. I didn't need these 200 pages.
Yeah.
So that shit will piss me off. And I'll be like, if it gets to the point where, you know, the story's so convoluted that I'm skipping it, but then you miss stuff that you wanted to know about, then I'm like, that's a failure in story because you should have kept me engrossed in the story.
The whole time.
And, you know, yeah. And it's like, I get like having some extras because it world builds and this and that. But
Right.
there's a limit to that. And it's like at a certain point I want to get through because, you know, like I got to agree with it that I'm playing a game. So the mechanics of the game itself are going to be very important. On the other side of that, I also can't go, oh, this story's amazing, but the game sucks. Nope, I'm shutting that one down too. And then also because like I'm just like the worst kind of fucking gamer. If a game is mediocre, fuck off. I'd rather play a bad game than a mediocre game. At least with a bad game, I have something I can get angry about. There's emotion. A mediocre game is just like a void. A void of nothingness that I can't bring myself to care about.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
I think anything being mediocre, and anything in general being mediocre, I think is the biggest sin. Because I'm just like, cool, you aimed for a C? Fuck off. Sharknado that shit. Try hard and fail hard.
Yeah, but Sharknado feels so hard. I loved it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
like,
what. It's like if you're gonna be bad, be so bad you're good.
Exactly. Embrace the suck. Unless your like controls are delayed, because oh my god, pet peeve.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Or your tutorial goes on for 4 hours.
That's what exactly. Bad.
Ugh. Unskippable tutorials, man. What the fuck?
Especially in today's world.
If
Why
I
is
have
that
one
still a
more game
thing?
tell me to press A to jump, motherfucker, there's 4 face buttons. I would have figured out how to jump on my own.
Oh my gosh, that happened to me and Olivia recently. We started Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and they switched the controls from the old games. So it took us a minute to relearn them, and I was pissed off the entire time because I was like, why would you change the mechanics? Again, there's literally only so many buttons. You had it down the last time.
For reference, Brian, the controls are more of the classic Mario game.
But I was used to...
Oh, so they're correct then.
I was used to the other one. So I was like, okay, now I have to learn this. But it literally took me, two times playing the game to be like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's not.
I will say now actually playing it, Brian, you would like it a lot more than some of the most recent ones because it feels a lot more like the stuff we grew up on. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bad.
He was avoiding it like the plague. Floyd was like,
so
I don't want to
sure
play.
It was going to suck.
I don't want to play. And then we were over at our friend's house a couple days ago, and I was like, come on, just play for like 10 minutes. And he was like, fine. And he picked it up, and he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's none of that like unnecessary 3D shit. Like,
I didn't mind some of the 3D games.
Yeah, some of them, but I prefer the 2D joints.
Yeah, my thing is I've always enjoyed Mario games. I assumed I would like it.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Mario games is it's just there's nothing new.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm never gonna be one of those people that's like, let me buy it every year. But I mean, Wonder, you can play 4 players on Wonder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can, and it's also if like obviously we could all play together in the same room, but it's also you can use the internet so you can play.
Yeah.
But
online.
What I like about thank you, I couldn't remember the word. What I like about
Nintendo Man.
what I like about this one a lot is I agree with you, Brian. I think a lot of the older ones I think Super Mario in general is very repetitive, right? It's a side scroller. There's puzzles and platforms and whatever. What they did with the newest one is they introduced Wonder Seeds, which in every level, when you have to go find it, it completely, like, you enter a different dimension, and so you can be, like, behind the map or in front of the map. Like, you're in the different spaces, or like, when Floyd was there, we turned into, like, a bunch of slime, and then we can, like, roll up the walls and stuff like that, and all this stuff. So they added a bunch of fun mechanics like that, which I think really amps it up. And every time I play it now, I'm like, this is the best. Like, I'm having so much fun because I don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't. So I think they really step their pussies up with this one for sure.
Aren't you using a group hog?
I was not expecting that. Okay.
It's the only thing that came to mind.
It's fair. No, yeah, that was the big thing. I was looking at it, and I'm like, I literally still play Super Mario World when I want to play a Mario game.
Yeah.
So I was actually on the fence about buying it. My problem with that is, Nintendo, put your fucking games on sale once in a while, bro.
Never.
Not if it's one of theirs.
It's wild. And then they put them on sale like once a year for like maybe 5% off.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
That's not a sale.
$5 off. And I'm like,
or like on Mario
fine.
Day every year, they're like, you get 10% off this time.
Yeah.
You did it on our worst selling games.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, it's like the top of the thing will be up here. It's like, here's all these games. I'm like, why aren't they on sale? Oh, they're the ones on sale. I don't want those.
Oh, those are the ones.
Oh, look at you guys.
Anyway.
You're still not going to get a home.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for all of those games out there.
But yeah, that and I want that fucking Sonic game.
Oh, yeah,
oh my god, yes.
So I honestly, I'll probably get that one first.
Mm.
Oh, but god damn it, that means I got to hook my Switch back up. It's a whole thing, man.
It is. It really is.
Why do like newer TVs have so few HDMI inputs? Because like my old TV before this one had 4 HDMI inputs, a USB input, and a coaxial.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what my TV
one
has right now.
Yeah, I get this one. And number one, I hate this smart TV shit because it's not smart. Fuck off.
It's
dumb.
Just
connected to the internet.
You're big
connected
dumb
to the
TV.
Internet does not make things smart. Look at boomers. It made them all dumber. Like, the TV is not smarter because it's connected to the internet. It means now it got an update and now it runs slower. Cool. Forced obsolescence. That's what I need on my TV.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so looking around, and to get one that would fit where I needed it to fit, I could only get the 2 HDMI ends. And I'm like, okay, I need 3. But it's got 2 USB ports. I'm like, that I'm not going to use because I don't care about this Fire Stick bullshit. I don't actually use my TV to watch TV.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a multi-purpose monitor for a PC and 2 gaming systems. Oh, oops, only 2 HDMIs, 1 gaming system. But yeah, so to get one that actually had 3, I would have had to get like a 60-inch TV, and I'm like, I don't fucking want a 60-inch TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
If like I was getting a TV for the living room, like a common area, yes, 60-inch sounds good. That would be when I would get a larger TV. But like for my bedroom, I'm like, I don't really like, this is like a 35-inch, and I'm like, I didn't even want, this is more than what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't need to be like that size. But it needs to be the bigger if I want all the fucking features.
Yeah, my TV is old as shit, so that's why it still has all of the components to it. But I don't think I'm gonna switch it out anytime soon because for that exact reason. I was like, I don't want the fancy schmancy that's not gonna have all the ports that I need. Because yeah, I have like 2 PlayStations plugged in right now and my Switch, and I'm like, now I don't have to touch anything. Like,
exactly,
everything is right where it should be.
No, the only reason I got the new one is because the old one, it started to get dimmer, which I counteracted by just cranking the brightness up on everything, and I was like, no, I'm not getting a new one. And then I started to get it started to get dead area.
Oh, yeah.
Like starting at the top, like the LEDs were just straight up failing. But that thing was like 8 years old, so
I feel that. I think my TV is like almost 10.
Yeah, I don't buy them till they die. Like fucking who the fuck, like, why do I need a button on my remote that connects directly to Netflix?
Or the one that I have right now it has like 4 of them, right? So it's like Netflix, Disney Plus, Tubi. Who's using Tubi? Where? I've never heard of it.
What the fuck? Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard of Tubi. I've never seen anyone use Tubi. So, and also, if I did want to use the buttons, right? Why can't I choose which ones are on there that I'm going to use? You're putting a button on here that I will literally never use because I don't have a subscription for this and I'm never going to.
Yep.
Hate it.
No, why would they allow programmable remotes? That's something they used to give you with your TV 10 years ago.
The future is then.
The future is less features.
Oh.
Larger screens with less features. That's the future.
Because they're like, all you want is big screen, right? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. You Dumbo. Big screen. 1 button.
Big screen.
You use phone all day. You not understand things. Like, no, I use PC all day. I understand many things.
Many.
Ma. You guys want to talk about video games?
Yeah.
We did a little bit.
Oh no, we've been. I just meant like
more.
I've been a boring fuck and barely playing anything, actually. Yeah, I just been like Hades has like been my go-to still.
I still have not played that.
Well, Hades 2 is coming out soon.
I saw.
I was way behind with Hades as well. I still haven't. I mean, I finished the main story. But like finishing like the main story of Hades is like the first half of the game. Like, there's still more story as well. Like, it's really cool. I love Supergiant games. They're fucking fantastic.
I just think I would get... I think the reason I haven't played it yet is because I know that, like, when you die, you, like, start over kind of thing. And I think I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to like roguelites. You know, because, like, the point is that you die to get better, to learn more, and then also you can, like, upgrade... stuff.
And I totally get that, and I think I would appreciate that. I think if I just try it, like, I know I would like it, but just thinking about it makes my blood boil. I'm like,
so
no.
I will give you this one. They do have in the menu, you can turn on God mode if you just want to like enjoy the game and see the story.
Ah, okay. Okay, so maybe I should try it.
Once again, Supergiant Games is awesome. They're not intimidated by, allowing people to play their games any way they want to.
Right.
I love
This
that.
is your game.
It's exactly.
Actually,
And also,
you go.
I was just going to say, too, like, I think you would really enjoy the story in this one.
Yeah.
Because even though it's a roguelite, like, because of the theme they used, it works in the roguelite thing that you die all the time because you're the son of Hades. So when you die, you just end up back in the underworld, and you're trying to escape from Hades. So, like, thematically, it makes sense that you're dying all the time and restarting. And I like the story, too. It uses, Greek mythology. All the characters in it are actually, like, those characters. They're all, like, quirky. Like, all the Olympians are cool. The voice acting's really good. And it's, like, the stories in little like, bite-sized chunks kind of deal, which I really like. So it's, like, little bit of story, and then here's the fucking game. And then some story, and then here's a game. And then, so, like, your hub world between your runs is, like, you can go around and you talk to everyone. And you give them gifts, and then by giving them gifts and becoming friends, they give you stuff that you can equip to help you escape. So yeah, it's cool. So like going through and doing the story is worthwhile because it also helps with the game mechanic. Like they just did such a fantastic game. It's such a good game.
It sounds like
it holds up even now.
It sounds like something I would enjoy. What I was going to say was, and this kind of ties into what I've been playing. I got a month of Apple Arcade, boo. But also, I was playing
Hello Kitty
game.
Island Adventure!
Well, actually, yes, but not what I was going to talk about. I downloaded this game that you can get on Steam and on your Switch. It's called Wildflowers, and it's like, it's a farming sim. You move to a small island, you can romance people, you're helping out your grandma with her farm, yada yada, that stuff. But what I was going to say was something that they've introduced is that you can change the mode of the game from normal, relaxed, or challenged, and what that means is time will either speed up or slow down. So it's on the same time as like Stardew, right? Like you pass out at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. or whatever. Every 10 minutes is like 10 seconds in real life or something, or 15 seconds, whatever. But they've made it so you can make the day like longer or shorter. So you can make it where it's every 5 seconds is 10 minutes in the game, or every 15 seconds is 10 minutes in the game. And it has been life-changing to play that way because I'm like, okay, I'll just put it on normal mode. Oh, I have a lot of extra things I need to do in the day this day. I'll put it on relaxed for a little while. Oh, now time is moving too slow, so I'll put it on challenged and speed it up a little bit to get to this certain time to go talk to this person, blah, blah. And it is fantastic. I love it so much because no longer, like in Stardew, I feel like sometimes, especially when you've played it so many times, you're like, all right, I know where this person is and I know what time they're going to be there. So, but like, I don't really have anything else to do today. So I guess I'll just XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And with this kind of mechanic, it has been refreshing because obviously all farming sims are like pretty much the same. They're in the same realm, just maybe different graphics and a little bit of different gameplay. And this one, also you're a witch, which I love. But yeah, they introduced that, and you saying that about Hades just made me think about that because I love when games make things not even just like more accessible, but just
quality of life enhancements.
Yeah, just give you options because not everyone is going to play the same way. And so, yeah, I really enjoy that.
Yes, I am a huge fan of player agency.
Yeah,
and like I think yeah, like that. You describing that, I'm like, oh my god, yes, that should be in every farming sim game going forward.
That's what I'm hoping because it.
Well, it's like the proximity chat and Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like any game of that type now that doesn't have proximity chat, I'm like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
It was that was the best advancement that Phasmo ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still fucking the clones coming out that don't do it. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Wow. Let's see. I've been playing Alan Wake, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but
Nice.
and I'm pretty sure I'm like halfway through the game now. So I'm
He's been streaming Alan Wake too.
yes, but
I've been sleeping while he does that.
I am in love with that game. It's like if Baldur's Gate hadn't have came out this year, that definitely would have been my game of the year. But
I just don't
other
understand the
than
story.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those stories where you're not supposed to understand until right at the end.
Great.
And I love that.
Mystery.
But other than that, I have been playing chess a lot lately now. And that's mainly because a lot of my employees at work are like getting into chess. So I've been holding like coaching matches with them. Like
At
during
work.
our slow periods. Yes. During our slow periods while we're at work. And as someone who is like in love with chess and don't
Was
really
on a
play
chess
that
team?
often, yes, but watching new people learn how to play and watching them develop is so magnificent to me. I was like, yes, get better.
Come
so I
on,
can crush
Queen's
you better.
Gambit.
Man, we should play some 5D chess against each other.
I don't know how to play chess.
That game is a little bit too much for me.
Oh, it's too much for me. It's great. Half the time I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right? I was like, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, wait, how am I in check?
In which dimension am I in
which
check?
one? And then, but if I move him, then I start another timeline. And I gotta keep track of that one too. And you're a computer, and you keep track of all of it. That's why I want to play against a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so speaking of Baldur's Gate, I was thinking about that today too. I'm like, I'm off the next 3 days, so I'm like, man, I want to, because I haven't been in the mood to like sit down for a long game.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is Baldur's Gate is also like, it's like my key log for the log gen of games I have right now.
Right.
Because I'm like, no, I'm not buying another like long game until this one's done.
Yeah.
Because I want to finish this one. The game is fantastic. I love it. It's just I haven't been in the mood to play like longer games. Hence why it's the Hades, because I can just turn Hades on, do a few runs.
I feel that hardcore because
You know.
literally I'm still only like 5 hours into the game, and it's not because I don't enjoy it, because I do. I really, really enjoy it. I just don't think I have the attention span for it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I turned it on a couple weeks ago, and I played for like an hour. And then the funny thing is, like, I played for an hour, and I was like, okay, that's the gaming I want to do today. But then I was like, but it's Baldur's Gate, so I don't feel like I got very far.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You know? So then I felt like, oh, I just wasted an hour. And it's a whole thing. And like, also, I fucking hate, because I know Asterion is going to goddamn win voice actor again.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking pissed.
He was a good voice actor, though.
But they all are.
That is true.
That's my point. And I don't want to get into this again. I complained about this, I think, last week.
Did they?
It's just his character. No, so it was for the Golden Joystick Awards. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll go over it again quick because you weren't here. It's just like, so it's not, my problem's not that the voice actor won the award. He was a fantastic voice actor. My kind of like caveat to all of it is that I think everyone in the game was a fantastic voice actor. And Asterion is a character trope that has been around forever and has had multiple people, both in the voice acting world and like actual, like, you know, physical on stage acting, basically play that exact fucking character. So I didn't want it to win on basis of what that character is, not on the basis of the voice actor.
Yeah. I wish.
And my argument there is, it's not like he was the only one that did a fantastic job. So Asterion's getting it because everyone's in love with the character, not because everyone's in love with the voice actor. And once again, the voice actor 100% deserves that award, as does anyone else in that game.
Yeah, I wish they had given it to. I mean, again, I think he also is a fantastic voice actor, but I wish if they had to pick anyone, really, I wish they had given it to the girl who did Lae'zel.
Yes, that was one of mine. She's so angry and pissy, but somehow I still like her. And I'm like, that's so hard to hit that balance.
Yeah.
to like be that like very hard-headed, rough, like in your face, but not so far that you're just a fucking asshole that I hate.
Yeah.
'Cause it's easy to be an asshole.
My picks for that would have been Lae'zel and surprisingly Gale. I think his voice actor did a great job of making me not like Gale.
I don't think that was the point.
I think he did a great job of like making Gale awkward.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
also like that, like playboy, like, oh yeah, I do this because I like just his character. I feel like he brought that person to life really well.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Asterion, I was like, I just hate Asterion because I'm not supposed to.
I
like,
also,
hate
I think mine would be Lae'zel and Karlach, because I think
Mhm.
the girl who played Karlach like did it so well, where Karlach obviously is like a literally on fire, a demon,
Oh.
and to hear
This
some
girl is on fire.
to hear some of the voice lines, like when you romance her, or just like when you become
Mhm.
friends with her, and she's like giddy and bubbly and nerdy,
Yeah,
and
when
you're
she's
like,
showing like her soft side,
Yes.
it's amazing.
and I'm like, that's so like that must be so hard to do when your character looks a certain way, and she's tough, like she's huge, she's strong. I think she wields like a hammer or something, like this archetype, and then she's like like on the side, and I think she did an amazing job with that, for sure.
And see, I was gonna say, I think Will was done well too, because has kind of the same thing going on, like a hero to this and that, and then you get to know him and you talk to him, and he's like, he's vulnerable, and he talks about like how he was never great. I also like shout out Shadowheart, because man, that is a hard role to play as someone who's like supposed to be so headstrong and sure of herself, but then come to find out she doesn't remember shit.
Yeah.
And I thought it
Mhm.
was played off so well that it was like, oh yeah, you were acting like that because you're actually secretly scared. Like there's so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
done well, where all the nuances in those performances. So
It was very good. I agree.
It's like, I don't know if y'all like, if y'all ever get a chance, or if you heard it already, just like hear the, actually no, y'all probably didn't hear because it's Gale, but hear the speech that Gale gives when you ask him to be like polyamorous, and it's like, I actually like you now, like, because it was so passionate, even though he was saying no. Like,
Well, I've seen clips of when you like fall in love with someone else. I don't know if it's polyamorous or when you just start having feelings for someone else, and he's like, I don't know if this is I guess spoiler warning if anything, but like he basically is like, I only want you and that's it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go
Yeah.
love somebody else, I'm not going to stop you from that. But also just know that I will literally always love you. And I was like, okay, ow. Okay, rude. But some people on TikTok were roasting the man because I guess when the game had first come out, there were some bugs with like romance, and I guess he would like fall for you even if you like never
Immediately,
talk to
yeah.
him.
Uh-huh.
And so people would be like talking to Gale and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go romance like Asterion. And he was like, but what about us? And they're like, what about us? There was literally nothing to begin with. And he was like, wow, I really thought we had something special. And people were like, I don't even fucking
Bro,
like
I only
you.
talked to
Yeah.
you once.
Yeah. It was really funny when it was happening because people were like, okay, clingy. Okay. Like,
that's a red flag.
that is a red flag. What about us? What about us?
I wouldn't trust,
I'm not feeding you magic items anymore.
I wouldn't trust any man who can cheat on a literal goddess, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't see the problem ahead of time.
But he's so passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great like companion in the D&D. We're in a party together companion,
Mm-hmm.
not like a companion.
Right.
Right. Like
Speaking of, I meant to watch.
like your tent's over there and mine's over here.
far
You're that
away.
kind of companion.
Yeah, far, far away.
I'm gonna go up on the hill and hang out with Shadowheart. Stay away.
Don't come up here. You're not going to be
Yeah.
happy with what you see.
You're not invited.
No, but I meant to watch
Even
their
if you were into it.
I meant to watch their D&D campaign of all the voice actors playing together.
Oh yeah.
I meant to watch that, but I never got around to it. I heard it was good.
I would hope it is. How terrible would that be if they just sucked?
I feel like you literally just did an entire game. You did.
Yeah, you after that you'd have, because I mean, however many hours that is of actual voiced lines, but remember, they were immersed in that for like probably 10 times the amount of time that made it into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, they had character backstories. They probably had to be told lore. They had to learn about the world. Whether or not they played D&D before that, I would hope by the end of that, they knew enough about D&D that they could go, yeah, I could play a campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
And also,
especially
cheat code,
in character.
they could just play. I was just going to say, cheat code, you already have your character.
Well, yeah.
You know your backstory to role play. Like, the hard part that generally comes from getting people like first timers into D&D is like getting them to role play their character.
Yeah.
Like the rolling the dice is easy. Playing the role is hard. Boom. Yeah, put that on a shirt. Speaking of which, King's Dilemma.
So what is that? I was looking at you posted that.
It's a board game.
Uh-huh.
So basically what it is you play like a house, like in a medieval world. So and you're making decisions for the country. So it's a legacy game, and everything's supposed to be like, it's all in little like boxes and stuff, so you don't open it ahead of time. And there'll be problems that come up, and then basically the whole game is like you're voting yes or no, and that'll affect like what's happening to the kingdom for that lifespan of that king.
Okay.
And so you play till the end of that, and whoever, then you do your points and your tally. But the thing is, that's not the end of the game. That's like the end of that one round of the game. But the game is that you play until there's actually like an end game scenario. There's a few of them that can come up that will finish the game completely.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, then like you'll figure out what the actual scoring is, like, to figure out who wins. So, you can do like, your house can like kind of like work towards itself and like not care about the country at large and only care about their power. And you'll never know until whatever scenario you get at the end if that's what's going to win you the game or not. Or you can work towards the country. But what's cool is that, so you play, and you play each game, like one game session that you play until either the king dies or abdicates.
Okay.
And whoever's got the the most influence at the end of that wins that game, right? And there's little bonuses, and there's like house achievements you can unlock by doing certain things. And then you have a hidden agenda card, which is basically like how that person in your house kind of acts. So like, this person is greedy, but you might be playing a house who generally wants to like give money away, but this one happens, and so you end that game. Whoever wins gets to name the next king, and then the next game session is the next generation. So you play the house every time, but the character you're playing personally each game is a different, like the heir of the house for the next generation.
Okay.
So that's why, like, with your secret agenda is like, oh, your father was greedy, but you're altruistic,
Got it.
And then if you play those secret agendas enough time, like, there's a bunch of different stuff. There's a lot of like mechanics for point scoring. But what's fun is like, I read through the rule book, and I'm like, cool, I'm the only one that really needs to understand that, because even in the rule book, it doesn't tell you how the final scoring is. It tells you how to score the end of each game session, but it's like, and these things may happen, and you don't know if it's good or bad. You won't find out until the end game comes up, and the book won't tell you. So the final scoring is in that sealed envelope for the end game.
Oh, okay.
And there's like,
Nice.
permanent effects that will happen on the board, because legacy game for each generation, so it could change like how the board state starts. But and so like the basic rules of the game are you're gonna role play whoever your house is.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Now, question: it is a legacy game,
Yes,
but let's say like for us, right? We don't have the same group of people every time. Could you just play it like singularly? Like
So
one-offs?
it does say in the rules that, so it's best if you play with a group the whole time.
Correct.
But
yes.
like, say if somebody can't be there for 1 or 2 sessions, it's not going to ruin the whole thing. You'll just set their house and all their stuff to the side for those 2 sessions. People can jump in. So they give you 12 different houses, but you can only play with a max of 5 people.
Okay.
So there are like things people can come in and out. Obviously, if you're not there for every game session, it's probably at the end going to be harder for you to win the whole game. But it is built for, somebody doesn't have to be there necessarily for every single one.
Got it. Okay.
And me, I just want to play it. I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care if I win, lose, whatever. Like, I'm like, obviously going to play to win because it's a game. You play to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's where the fun comes from. But I thought this would be just fun for our group because I'm like,
I get it.
I think we could have
so
a lot of fun just like role playing. Because, you'll pick your house at random and you could pick a house that's like the values of the house are not the values of you as a person. That's the role playing.
Yeah.
And it does say there are like some very like difficult situations you may have to deal with in the game, like making choices about things like slavery and, allowing a bunch of people to die because you're just not going to do anything. Like there's literally the warning, like, hey, some of these scenarios are going to be terrible because that's the game world.
Yeah.
We don't condone any of this. And I'm like, well, I would fucking hope not. Like, but you kind of need those scenarios to role play that kind of thing. Like you have to have hard choices. But yeah, and there's rules for and like basically that's it. The whole game is like, here's what's happening. You need to vote on how you deal with it, and then here's what happens if it goes yay or nay. And that's just it. Using influence and stuff, and you can make broker deals with people. And there's the 2 types of deals. One is the binding deal, and the one is the kind of like you just like offhandedly say something, and you're not bound to that one. But if you literally make a deal, you are 100% bound to actually do it.
Okay. That sounds fun. Sounds stressful, right? But it sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, I also thought about it this way, too. It's like, so you know how Cosmic Encounter and Floyd would screw people over, and then we'd play the next 2 or 3 games where people would still be mad at Floyd for that. I figured in this game, it'll actually thematically make sense.
Yeah.
Because he'll be like, whoa, I don't trust your house. You've been fucking us over for the last 3 generations.
Hold on. I'm not the only one who screws people over in Cosmic Encounter. I don't know why every time this gets brought up, I'm the only asshole.
I didn't say you're the only asshole. You the biggest asshole.
It's because of that one time when I yelled at you and everyone was like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. And I...
that was rough.
Let's talk about me and Brian against Jordan and Drakon.
Listen, Drakon's a different game.
Yeah, I heard you bullied him.
We bullied him that entire game.
Oh, the whole fucking game.
Y'all are assholes.
Like, to the point where we let Jeff win because we were busy bullying Jordan.
That is truly how you end friendships right there.
That's how you play Drakon.
Somebody has to be a victim.
Drakon is not about winning. Drakon's about figuring out who loses. That game has never, every time we played that game, it never goes well. I've been bullied in that game.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you played it once, I think.
Probably once, yeah. Like, I've been bullied in that game, and it's like, you just shut up and take it. Like, at a certain point, you're not going to win, and so then you just start being an asshole to everyone. Or you pick the person you're going to help win, so you can end the game and start a new one, so then hopefully you can bully somebody else the next one.
No, I remember we were playing one game. I don't remember which game it was, but everyone was bullying me, and then Jordan, like, took it too far, so then everyone turned around and started bullying Jordan, and he was like, wait, we were all bullying Maggie, and everyone was like, you took it too far. You were too mean, so now we have to be even more mean to you.
Time to learn a lesson.
That we
shouldn't have trusted us.
Yeah, that we will not learn ourselves.
Haha, it was a double cross.
Yeah.
I just remember he looked up, he was like, what the hell? We were all working together. And everyone said, nah, not anymore.
Yeah. This is funnier.
Oh, how the tables turn.
Oh, how the turntables.
Yep.
It's from The Office.
I got nothing. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't even watch The Office. I just know that. It's either The Office or Parks and Rec.
No, it was The Office.
I think it is The Office.
It was Office.
You want to do some news real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. I titled this one, Sit Down, Be Humble. Humble Games joins the long list of game industry layoffs.
Damn.
And it blames, and I quote, trends that required this restructure in order to ensure our long-time success.
What
And
is
now
that?
I'll translate that out of corporate speak into English for you. Our board wanted bigger bonuses, so we cut labor because that's how we get the bigger bonuses.
That's what I was gonna. I was like, I don't understand what they're. It's when someone's talking but they're just saying nothing. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yes.
what that sentence was.
Yeah. No, they basically said profits weren't as high as we wanted them to be. Fuck these people.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime a billion-dollar company claims it lost money, what they're really saying is we didn't make as much money as we wanted.
Yeah.
That's their idea of losing money.
Yeah.
Billion-dollar companies don't actually lose money. Like the Embracer Group not getting that $2 billion deal to go through, they didn't lose $2 billion. They never had it. They just already planned on having $2 billion by selling off all this shit they've been buying for the past 20 years. Because that was their plan all along. And when the deal fell through, they went, well, shit, our whole plan was to sell this shit off. So now we're cutting all our labor everywhere because we're going to get our $2 billion somehow. They didn't lose any fucking money.
Yeah.
Because they never had it. Sorry.
No, it's
You know
just
how I feel about
crazy.
corporations.
Yeah. It's just no.
It's dumb. It sucks. Sorry. Just
That's all. I mean, that's exactly what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So.
I'm sorry. I still think, however, this is better than Unity claiming that firing 600 people makes the company more agile.
Where?
Yes,
How?
because that's how I get. Because when I feel like, oh man, I wish I could lose 50 pounds. You know what? I'll just cut my arms off. That's like 20 right there.
I'm already halfway
I'll be
there.
more agile.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
More reasons to never play Roblox. There is currently a class action lawsuit from parents about sexual content and grooming.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
Because it's Roblox.
Yes. Roblox responds, and I quote, "We dispute the allegations and will respond in court." So they didn't really respond.
Mhm.
Great.
But also, if anyone wants to know how much Roblox cares about kids, may I suggest the excellent two-parter done by People Play Games on YouTube. But don't worry, it's not about grooming or sexual content. It's about child labor. And just an FYI, 55% of users are age 12 and under.
Yeah.
And now, because I like to end on the good news, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
More reasons to love Persona. Persona publisher Atlas is raising salaries by 15%.
Wow. That's great.
They went, you guys are making us money.
Yeah.
Here's more money.
Here's more money.
No, let me get into this because that's exactly what's happening. You know, because game industries are having record sales, and the correct way to do things is to pay your people more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this press release was machine translated by Game Developer, which is the site Game Developer, not like a game developer.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So grain of salt, but I mean, honestly, it seems to make sense. So the company wants to, and I quote, promote global expansion by creating an environment where employees can perform to the best of their ability through stable income. What a novel concept.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let me quote some more. Additionally, due to strong overseas business, we will be paying performance bonuses fueled by worldwide profits.
Damn, profit sharing too?
That is
See,
That's
wild.
Gearbox?
fucking phenomenal.
Salary and bonuses, not salary as bonuses. That's the Gearbox model. If nobody knows that, Gearbox pays its employees shit rates with a promise of bonuses. No. Salary is salary.
Yeah.
Bonus is bonus.
Yeah, two separate things. I
Yes.
hate that.
Borderlands 3 sucks, and so does Gearbox.
Boo.
Also, Atlas had already increased their base salary by 5% in April this year. And the new increase goes into effect April next year. So they've already increased salaries this year. They're increasing them more, and they're expanding their performance bonus structure as a thanks for making great games that sell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead
And
of
you
going,
know what
hey,
these
you
people
made
are going to do? Make more great games.
more great
that sell a
games.
lot.
Yes, exactly. Unlike the companies that go, hey, we made these great games and sold a lot. Let's fire all our people so that the assholes sitting around doing jack shit all day can make more fucking money. Yeah. Ask EA how well that worked for their fucking games model. And now here's my little caveat, bring us all a little down to earth, even though this is fantastic and I love it. It's not just Atlas that has been raising salaries. There's actually been a lot of Japanese-based gaming companies that have been raising salaries over the past few years. But salaries in Japan actually have been on the rise lately after being mostly stagnant since the 90s. Which I think is fun because salaries in the U.S. have been mostly stagnant since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But good luck getting our salaries up. And I know salaries have been going up. But yeah, you know what? I'm not getting into all that. I said I was going to end on good news. Atlas is awesome. I love Persona.
Yes.
It's just funny that, you know, Atlas is doing the good thing and Sega is being an asshole. And Sega owns Atlas.
Sega.
Did you know that Sega is ages backwards?
No.
Yeah, right? Fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
what does
forgot what
that
I was
mean?
watching. Well, so there was an ad back in the day, and I forget what I was watching that showed the Sega ad, and it was something. It was da through the ages,
Mm-hmm.
and it was done in Sega's font backwards, and then the next line was da something Sega, and like whoever was presenting the video was like, "Do you even know that?" And I was like, "No, I did not know that."
I did not.
I don't ever stop to go,
Blissfully
what is this
unaware.
game company name backwards?
Backwards, yeah.
Odd not need.
You got it.
Well, that was
I don't know.
Nintendo.
Whatever marketing person who came up with that one, he was eating that day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He said, guys, now wait a minute.
Hear me out.
Just go ahead and call me your new CEO. Check this shit out.
And everyone said, oh.
Sega.
Yeah. Sega.
Ages. Which is funny because Sega hasn't been relevant in ages.
Ba-dum.
Yeah.
Got him.
Good thing they
Roasted.
put out a new Sonic game that finally looks good.
Woo.
True.
Can't wait to play.
Truth. Anybody got anything else this week?
I don't think so.
Well, yeah. So next week's going to be our prediction episode.
Woohoo!
So hopefully we can have all four of us here. If we don't, I will just read off whoever's predictions. Just give them to me. Because I know holidays would be next week while we're trying to record. So
Did we say what we're predicting so the people at home know?
yeah. So the Game Awards are at the end of the year. I'm sure I've mentioned it. So we're going to make predictions for each category, what we think's going to win.
Yeah.
I'm kind of half and half. Some of them I'm going to guess what I think is going to win. Some of them I'm voting with my heart.
Yeah.
And, you know, the points will mean nothing, but somebody's going to win.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for us this week. We love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.